artist block and you've no idea what you want to do. So I've got my 3 colours. These are watercolour marker pens, which I've been testing out for quite a while now. I've no idea what to do, so I'm just going to scribble some shapes and then I'm going to show you what happens when you spray it. At the moment, I'm quite interested in abstracts. These have got 2 ends on the markers. So these are the 3 colours that I picked out just randomly. Now I've no idea what I'm going to do, so now I'm going to spray it with water and this will create like the background. You spray it and then it all blends and mixes, and then you can sort of tilt it, make it run a bit. Let's make it a bit more wet in the middle there. I don't know whether I'm going to do an animal or a flower or a landscape. I have no idea yet. All I'm doing is getting some background colour on because it's one of those days where I've got a bit of artist block. I don't know what to paint, so I just chuck some colours on and see what I might see within the patterns to inspire me. It's kind of looking a bit like a floral to me at the minute. That's going to be. Now this is going to be a bit noisy. To speed things up, I'm going to use my hairbrush. I've no idea what to do, so I'm going to get some more layers down on here. Brambles and things. These are just background layers. And I'm painting on a watercolour pad that's already fixed in a block. It's like a block. So you don't have to stretch this paper because it annoys me having to stretch paper before I do it. So I paint with a block and then it wrinkles and it dries and it keeps its shape. And then when you've finished, you poke a ruler in the corner and slide off your top sheet because this is watercolour paper. It just saves a lot of time from having to stretch every piece of paper. And at the moment, this is just building up some layers. So I spray it and then it goes kind of fuzzy. And the more water I add, the more dribbly it gets. I'm just kind of tilting it a bit now. Woo, that's really gone dribbly. I'm trying to get a composition that's kind of coming from the corner, so I'm going to try and encourage this to wrinkle down as if it's coming from the corner. Have I got any? These are all my paint brushes. Got so many of them. I just don't throw any away because even when they get tatty and old, you can still use them. I'm seeing some shapes forming now. I'm still just making like a background at the moment. And what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just encouraging dribbles because, as you know, my name is Swirly Soph, so of course the painting has to have some swirls in it somewhere. This is like a, it's not a paintbrush, this is like got a rubbery thing on the end. It helps push the paint around. I've got a couple of them. I've got this one here, which is a fatter one. And they're quite good for if you want to sort of scoop the paint around before it's drying. make some nice shapes. At the moment, this is just like a mess, but I'm hoping it will turn into something. Right, let's get the old bog roll. Now, I'm going to try and make a few lighter areas. Because without lights, you don't have the darks, and then you don't have the contrast. Now, it's going to be annoying, but I'm going to blast this with the hairdryer for a few seconds. Right, and I'm finding it really hard to read the comments because I am dyslexic with Irlen syndrome, and I read really slowly and the comments pop up and disappear, so it's hard for me to read. So please don't think I'm rude by not replying. I have to watch my live afterwards and then slowly read all the comments, which takes a while. I can see little hearts pounding up. That's really kind of you. Very kind of you. Right, I've done my background bit now. And now I'm just going to look at it and think, what the hell am I going to do? I like painting this way. When I do my abstract florals, I like doing this way because the paint tells me what I can see. Right, time to get starting. What kind of brush do I want? I'll start with a bigger brush, I think. A biggish brush. What we got here? Well, big for what I usually use. Now I've got to try and find some sort of flowers amongst this. So one of my favourite shades is called Moon Glow, and it's kind of a grey purpley. It's this one here. You think it's black, but it's not grey black. It's actually purpley kind of colour, and it makes a lovely like shadow. So here we go. What can I see? Here I can see like a kind of tulipy kind of shape. So what I'm doing is I'm shading out some of the negative areas. And then I need a slightly smaller brush to start pulling away some of the inside colour. Right, so let's use a slightly warmer tone. That bit can go under there. Leave that little gap. I don't know if you can see, but I've got kind of like a petal forming now. Make that bit a bit darker. I'm just completely making this up. It's not real. It's not like how a flower really grows. It's not how petals are really shaped. But if you want real, I always think, well, just take a photo and stick a photo up. And there's so many apps on phones now that can instantly turn a photo into a watercolour painting or any kind of painting. I think it's nice to actually have stranger shapes and things, because obviously apps don't have your creativity that you've got. You see all this, although this is the same colour as the background, it's now sort of standing out as a flower because of the colour behind it. So I think we're going to need like a leaf coming off it. So what kind of leaves? I might just do long leaves. Oh, that's gone a bit round down there, so that's going to have to fall around. Not sure if I like that or not. See, sometimes I add the paint, sometimes I add just water. Depends what I'm after. I want to see, I've not got any thoughts on how it's going to end up. And what I tend to do is if I have paintings that have gone wrong, I don't actually throw them away. I put them into a scrapbook, and if they're too big, I chop them into sections and put them in a scrapbook. And it's a nice way of looking back on things that didn't work out at the time, but you knew the idea. Just kind of playing with patterns. I don't know if it's because I've got Irlen syndrome. I just see patterns in everything. Apparently, people with Irlen syndrome see a lot of detail in things. Years ago, or probably still now, there's a lot of watchmakers that have Irlen syndrome because they're good at zooming in on the closeness and seeing really tight little bits of detail. But I do tend to see patterns in everything, so this is how it's going at the minute. My little Heinz 57 mixed breed. Oh, aren't you? Beautiful. And say hello. Who's that? Are you on a TikTok? You're on a TikTok? Who's that? Ooh. Down you get then. Go on. Right, I suppose I'd better sign off now, off of this. Let this dry and then I'll be doing a bit more work. So that's what I've done so far this morning. Please like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is you do, that would be fantastic. See you soon. Bye.